blame, you mad it.
I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some emission, stick it in the boardroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some emission, stick it in the boardroom. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Stacking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the farm, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, got the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some emission, stick it in the boardroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some emission, stick it in the boardroom.
All right. Welcome, everybody. This is EMP.Money. This is our daily live AMA and Detonator rollover event. I am AJ. I'm the team lead here at EMP, and I'm joined by my co-host with the most, Bull Gates. Bull, how are you, my friend?
Really good, man. We got some visitors here at the house, and so they just made a meal for me. Normally, I make all the meals in my house, so it was nice to have somebody else make it for a change.
Awesome, man. No doubt. Well, on top of that good food over at your place, we've seen an incredible market rally over the last 24 hours. Really the last 48 hours. But ETH has been again topping out today around 1350, looking super strong. And what that means is that EMP is really strong. Again, we are an algorithmically pegged token to the price of Ethereum, 4,000 to 1. So when the price of ETH goes up, it automatically drags the price of EMP up with it. And we've seen a lot of positive market sentiment. A lot of people seem to be entering again. Hopefully, again, it's very difficult to call the bottom. So you never know what might happen, but I think we're definitely closer to stabilizing at a bottom and setting up for the next bull run, whether it's 6 months, a year. Again, just over time, the price will continually increase, and there's been a lot of bullish news about Ethereum going to proof of stake. That official announcement was made about, I think, yesterday. So I think that's also a reason why people are getting bullish on ETH again. But we've seen that the dollar value really skyrocket. We now have $15 million in liquidity. That's amazing. Again, we have about 5,500 ETH in the LPs. Again, that's user-owned liquidity, but still, it's all part of the platform. And we've seen our TVL start rising. I mean, this is why we're all here. I mean, again, we show up every day to the AMAs to talk about strategy and what's been best. We've been absolutely destroyed over the last 2 months with the market downturn, but now is where we see the power of EMP. And again, if you're not focused on dollar values and more focused on accumulating your LP positions or EMP and E-share, it's days like today where you really see a massive spike. So again, LPs are up over $10. It costs about $47 to make an LP. Just 2 days ago, it was about $37. The price of EMP is up. E-shares is up. And again, even Detonator, we have about $3.5 million in liquidity on Detonator, and that's up about 500K over the last 36 hours. So I'm going to do a big article after this AMA that will get everybody in the loop for what happened this week. A little bit of a weekly recap, but things are looking insanely well. So I have a few updates, but Bull, you want to talk about market conditions and sentiment or anything like that before we go to updates?
Yeah, yeah, sure. And I see Aaron has his hand raised. Yeah. So just remember, because we are all owners of the ecosystem here, that regardless of the market situation, we can always farm. You can always earn, with the exception of the boardroom. If you're in the boardroom right now, you have assets that aren't doing anything for you. So consider putting those to use. There are a number of different use cases for those. Feel free to ask questions on the AMA or in the channel if you're unsure what to do. But that being said, remember that the market can always go up or down. I think a lot of people are, I don't want to say bullish, but because human beings are resilient creatures, even if we know, things aren't going well in the world, because they're not. We can be quite honest about that. Everybody's pretty aware of the situation in the world in regards to the economy and political situations, etc. But if we look at that and people have an expectation, we've always mentioned that when people know what to expect, they can manage their emotions better. Just like we talk about the weather and being able to change your clothes or your apparel to meet or match the weather. When you know what to expect in relation to crypto, you can manage your emotions and you can make better decisions. But being able to do that requires you to be educated, and an educated investor is a powerful tool, because once you learn that thing, you're never going to forget it, and you're always going to be always able to apply it. That doesn't mean you're always going to be right, but the overarching message here is to be consistent, apply knowledge that you've learn more knowledge, and then you will be able to know what to expect in the future. And then you're going to be able to manage your emotions. And when you remove emotions from the equation here, or from market sentiment or fear, all that bad stuff that makes people crazy and do silly things, you're going to have a much more enjoyable time in crypto, because especially here at EMP, being that you're an owner, you're going to be able to keep farming and earning regardless of the market situation. And when all of us finally have that light bulb moment here, that's when we go over peg, and people are going to understand, like, oh, I get it now. This wasn't bullshit what everybody was saying here on the AMAs, that I'm an owner and that my actions really do matter. But when we understand that, we're going to be over 101 and we're going to be printing again, and people are going to have that light bulb moment, because the more we talk about things, the more people invest in themselves by educating themselves, the more they're going to be able to manage their emotions. And regardless of the market conditions, they're going to make better decisions for themselves, which are ultimately better for the ecosystem, because you are owners here of the ecosystem.
Awesome, Bull. Yes, brother. I love it. And it's so true. I know Joe PV Trader did a post today on our socials about, recovering PEG, and how I think a lot of you, even some of the OGs, they maybe have either forgotten or never experienced what it's like to be over PEG. So if that applies to you, I'm going to say hold on to your butts, because once we finally do recover PEG, you will see how the ecosystem fires on all cylinders, and it really shows the power of what we built here. So, and we're well on our way. Again, even just with the market recovering a little bit, this PEG has still been a very organic recovery. I'll get into it a little in a minute here, but we do have a lot of fresh capital coming in from liquid capital. Well, we can talk about that right now. So the liquid capital raise is going really well. They're about 5 days in, and they've raised about just under $2 million. We have contributed over 500K of that, so 25%. of the overall raise has come from our EMP affiliate link, and again, our EMP community. So not only, and again, not financial advice, but not only do I think this is a great opportunity for those that have contributed with the exposure to the liquid capital token when it finally launches and they have a lot of use cases and revenue streams. But it's also an amazing opportunity for EMP because we get 20% of that raise as a commission to our treasury. So, and like I was just saying, that's about 100K that will eventually go to help support our PEG as well. Again, it may take another few weeks. They have to end the pre-sale. They have to distribute the tokens, and then they'll distribute our liquid capital, pun intended. But yeah, so and we would never announce a buyback ahead of time. But we have every intention of again helping us recover PEG, and then all of you can see the power of having a very healthy ecosystem. And all things considered, I mean, we've held so well over the market downturn. Again, I think the lowest we ever went was about 0.85 off of PEG. I mean, the biggest names in the game, were down to zero point 0.4, zero point 0.3. So we held extremely well. And again, because of our really deep liquidity, once we finally recover PEG, theoretically, we should have a lot easier time maintaining PEG. And we'll go over strategy with all of you when we get to that point. But you don't want to redeem your bonds too soon. You don't want to get overly excited and then sell EMP just because we're back over PEG. Because again, no matter what the conditions are, you want to use EMP to build your positions, the LP positions, to build your LP in the farms or go into Detonator or anything like that. And I know we had Kirk on here a few days ago. I don't know if he's on, but he sold all of his E shares to buy more ETH to pair up with his EMP, and that was an awesome decision for him because even over the last 2 days, he's up about 20% just on the LP price appreciation. So again, we're industry leading in returns with exposure to Ethereum, and it's days like today when we're going back up in price that everybody sees the true value in that. So, all right, a few other updates, and then we can get into some questions. I know Aaron had his hand up, but we a little bit last minute, but I am scheduled to do a guest speaking hour at Dygycon, which is Splinterland's monthly conference. I will be speaking an intro to EMP. I was a guest speaker for Dygycon 2 months ago. We had a lot of great feedback, so I'm really excited for that. It will be tomorrow, July 17th at 2 p.m. Eastern. So again, we'll post the link in all of our socials when we go live, and I will be recording that AMA as well for our YouTube channel. But that's exciting. We love Splinterlands. Again, one of the best play-to-earn games in the space, and I'm happy to be a guest speaker for them. So, what else? Speaking of sorry. Speaking of liquid capital, they were actually had an awesome announcement where they acquired Orbital Swap. So we talk a lot about what the future use case of liquid capital will be, how we can partner with them even more. I'm really bullish on their lending protocol that they're building. But they did announce that they acquired Orbital Swap. So now not only is it a fully robust financial services provider, but now they have their own DEX. So that was really bullish news about 2 days ago for liquid capital, and hopefully will help us grow our ecosystem with them through that as well. So, all right, I have two more updates here. The new UI, again, I know all of you are asking on that. We are getting together a a rollout plan. So the tentative plans right now are the UI will be beta tested this week by Army members, and possibly even opened up to some of our VIPs. And then we hope to have a public launch of the new UI next week. Well, 2 weeks. So one more week of beta testing, and then a public launch after that. So we're getting really close. Again, I know everybody's very anxious on getting the UI out, but it will be out soon. And that's it, I think. Bull, any other news or comments or anything before we take questions?
No, man, I think we're good. Why don't we roll into questions, and if something else crops up, we'll answer it or get to it.
All right, perfect. Yeah, we've been in and out of meetings all week. I should have a lot more bullish news next week as well. Again, I don't want to spoil any surprises, but one of those things, actually, I can tease it now, is that we are working on an unofficial meetup. So I know that we talked about having EMP conferences all over the country if we can. I think by the end of the year, we'll be in a better position to put on an actual EMP conference or live meetup. We're talking about either here in South Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale area, or maybe Vegas. We have a lot of different options, but we were approached by and again, I'll give a bit more detail. I'm going to be kind of vague for right now, but we were approached by a crypto conference out of LA, again, California, LA. So if any of you are in the LA area, the end of the month, we are hoping to have representation at that conference. Unfortunately, I'm not able to fly out there with that short notice, but hopefully some of our other Army members or again, community members can get together out there. I'm going to try to maybe set something up where I can join via Zoom. But yeah, so we have again an in-person conference. I'll be able to tell you what conference it is and how we're being represented sometime next week. So yeah, lots of really cool stuff. Again, we're always doing stuff, not only partnerships, but also like things that are a little outside of the box in terms of advertising and networking, and again being part of the overall crypto community. So all right, go ahead, Bull. Who do we have up?
Aaron is up. I just wanted to say that a meetup actually is a partnership. It's just a partnership of people in the protocol. So
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely, bro.
go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, if you guys did a meetup in Miami, I'd fly out there today.
Hell yeah, bro. No doubt. Well, we're gonna work on that. We've been talking about it. We have some people that have a lot of experience in the army of putting on live events. So yeah, it's definitely, again, I think we're shooting for the end of the year. If not, it'd be early next year. But that's definitely on the roadmap, and have a yearly EMP meetup, and hopefully grow it into an overall, conference would be amazing.
Yeah, awesome. Well, you opened up with a little bit of crypto macro economics, and I immediately shot my hand up like a eager schoolboy waiting to hop in there.
I love it, bro. Yeah, go ahead, man. I know
Yeah.
you're very familiar. I know you're a Hexican. You know how the macro works, bro. So yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, and kind of on the Hex side of it, I was wondering what you guys thought about Richard Hart's, 11K Bitcoin bottom, and I hear a lot of 800 level ETH bottoms coming in, possibly end of the year, this year kind of speak.
For sure.
But before you guys, but if I could just premise the question a little bit to give some context, because I think a lot of times in chats and AMAs, we throw out questions, but the important thing to premise here, and just from, an EMP guy, or maybe a better way of saying not just EMP guy, but someone as myself who's really sees a lot of potential in this ecosystem, and as total pleb, just first start through $100 into Detonator,
Totally.
just to see, just to see what's going on here. While I was, sort of Yeah, well, during the time day one threw $100 in just to see what was going on while I went through the academy. Hold on, let me turn my music down real quick here. So yeah, threw $100, and I have no problem doxing myself. I mean, I'm still sort of a pleb level, but I only got about 55 LP in there. But that is from compounding and DCAing like every other day. You know, when I get a little bit of a bigger bag, I'll throw it in Detonator, and I haven't even claimed yet. And so I guess I wanted to premise that question: where do you guys see the bottom coming in? But the context being that, look, man, this is the first bear market. I've told this to Bull a lot, when we chat on the side, because I love getting his takes on things.
For sure.
Uh, so I just wanted to context it like, hey, for the rest of this year, I'm DCAing into Detonator. So really, the bottom really isn't really like an issue, right? I mean, but yeah, I just wanted to context that. I guess I made my point. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, no, Aaron. I mean, I think you and I are on the same page. I know Bull and I are usually on the same page. So let's kind of back up for a minute. I think the overall question or, sentiment is, is Bitcoin or ETH going to get to 11K or 8K or 800 rather for ETH? And the short answer is nobody knows. I mean, I love Richard Hart. I respect him. Again, whether you like him or not, you can't argue with the fact that he's one of the smartest people in crypto. He may not be a good fit for you from a personality standpoint, but I happen to like his approach. And so that being said, I do think that, that there could be another big dump. I've said that all along. However, I don't think that, if we could call the bottom, everybody would do it. And so you kind of answered your own question there. And the healthiest way to do it is through DCAing. And what does DCA mean? Dollar cost average. So none of us are able to pick, the absolute bottom. I mean, who knows? The bottom could already happen. And people are waiting for that 11K. And now the train leaves the station. And everybody's, well, man, I was trying to get in at 11K. Now it's 22, 23, 30, 40K. Now they're buying at 40K because FOMO kicks in, and you completely wreck yourself. So yeah, I would say the healthiest strategy is to not really try to pick a number. And that for me personally, I don't really even look at TA. I don't really. I trade or buy on. I don't trade, so I buy on market sentiment. And again, I think everybody's saying 11K, 11K, 11K. Well, if that never comes, again, now would be the time to be buying before we get to 100K. So, and never go all in. I think that's another thing. People want to, they want to catch a falling knife. They want to jam their entire stack at the bottom. And that is just not the way to do it. I mean, again, if you had a hundred bucks to invest, buy $10 worth of ETH or EMP, over the next, 10 weeks. And that way, again, you're a lot better, you have a lot better price entry overall. So, and again,
Yeah.
Detonator is an amazing tool for that, because Detonator, if you deposit in the Detonator and you compound, every time you compound, you're essentially DCAing into the contract. So yeah, go ahead, Bull. I didn't mean to hog all the time there, but what are your
No,
thoughts?
no, no, man. Hey, this is your channel. This is our channel. It's
Yeah.
everybody's
No,
channel,
it's
right?
it's
So
our channel, bro. Hell yeah, all of us.
yeah,
And
man.
Aaron
We
too.
we we
Go ahead.
yeah, absolutely, right. We all have like our different opinions on it when these things could happen. There's TA. There's a lot of talk on like the pi cycle right now. But if I were to just throw out like a simple like scenario, if you bought in now and it ended up going down more 20% over the next month, and you could be in the system here earning that daily APR. And let's just say at the end of the month, you didn't come out ahead, you were still down $10 or something. Let's just say hypothetically. The point is that you've done something. You've taken the time to educate and then invest. And the time that you're in here engaged with the community and learning, truly, it really is invaluable, because even though, you know, had you entered a month later and you would have $10 more, you know, in value in that LP, what was it worth to learn what you spent learning for the past month, meeting the people that you did, talking to the people that you did, gaining insight that you never had? Was it worth $10? I would hope so. But that's the power of being here, being engaged, doing something, you know, and truly investing in yourself. And, you know, that is the truth when I say that, like, investing in yourself is a key to success in life. Because when you educate on a topic, you're never going to forget that. The dollars that you earn and you lose and earn and lose all throughout your life, you're never, ever going to think about that $1 later on in life. But you are going to think about, you know, that thing that you learned, that you've applied, you know, maybe not consciously, but subconsciously for the rest of your life. That education is never going to leave you. And I would venture to say that if you spend a lot of time in this community, you are going to make crypto friends that are going to be, you know, for your lifetime in crypto, be if that's 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever that may be. But that experience that you gain in the meantime, even like I said, even if the market pulls back 20% and you end up $10 or 10% less than what you'd have been, than what you would have had you invested later on, what you learn in the meantime really truly is invaluable, because it's something nobody can ever take away from you. It's something that you can apply to different aspects of your life. Because where yesterday I talked about the danger of, like, the hodl mentality, just sitting idly by and watching these waves go up and down and never acting, that's really dangerous. But the opposite, you know, is true. Like, acting, aping into something and not knowing, just as dangerous, probably more so dangerous. But if you take the time to, you know, educate and invest in yourself, that's something that you'll never lose, right? Regardless if you make a poor decision with that, you know, piece of education, the reality is that thing is going to earn for you in the future. It's probably going to lose for you in the future. But educating yourself on any topic is invaluable, because those dollars will come and go, but that education is going to stay with you for the rest of your life, and it's going to have an impact on everybody that comes in contact with you for the rest of your life.
Clip it, wrap it. That was gold.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Love it. Yeah, I was just gonna say one last thing, man. Like, I love how you were saying you don't do much technical analysis nowadays, AJ.
For sure, bro.
I was just going through. Yeah, I mean, man, like really, if we go back 7 years was when I was in the little stocks, and, you know, we'd be in, I don't know if you guys knew of stock twits and, like, all the little stock trader rooms on Twitter back in the day. But, you know, I went to these I lived in Philly for a while, and I would take the train out to Wall Street, and I'd sign up in a total pleb working at a bar, but I'd take the weekends and go to these little Wall Street, you know, seminar kind of things.
Hell
and
yeah, I love
man,
that.
it was like, but it was, I mean, man, Ichimoku clouds, like, it'd be like 4 hours on these, like,
Right.
what was the other one? Fib
Yeah,
retracements.
Fibonacci, yeah, exactly. All those, yeah. It's like a
I
whole
don't
nother
use them
language,
at
bro.
all anymore.
Yeah.
I don't use them at all. I mean, I don't do very much technical analysis these days. My strategy is just DCA, you know, and find projects that I can get behind. And yeah, I guess I could wrap it up saying I like to get behind you guys. You know, this is, like Bull was just saying, with the education that we're all doing. For me, it's getting on these AMAs and just listening. And now that we're in a bear market, I'm just pounding through audiobooks, mostly like psychology, shit like that. But yeah, so the audiobooks and getting on here and listening to you and Bull and Joe and Kirk has been invaluable. So I really appreciate it, guys. And
Thanks, Aaron.
have a great weekend.
Awesome, Aaron. Yeah, bro. Same to you, man. Always appreciate you jumping on. And again, one of our guys that gets his hands dirty. He shows up to all the AMAs. So shout out to you, Aaron, for sure. And you said two things I just wanted to elaborate on. And then Bull, I'm sure you want to say some stuff too. And again, anybody that has questions, please feel free to raise your hands. But Aaron mentioned two things. So again, I mean, like you said, there's fib retracements, all kinds of crazy TA. But really, again, not only market sentiment, but I also like to look at things being overbought and oversold. You can measure that on the RSI, which is usually the daily volume at the bottom of these charts. And I think that is really another amazing indicator. I think, trend lines and you can draw a graph to have a confirmation bias of whatever kind of TA you think you know what you're doing. But really it's more about just looking at the actual volume, looking at how things are overbought or oversold. And again, that plays right into market sentiment. I think the fear and greed index is a much better tool than any TA, in my opinion, because when people are the most scared, that's when you want to buy. And we've seen the absolute most horrendous FUD and fear and uncertainty and doubt again in the market over the last 2 months. That to me that was the number one sign to start buying again. So and I've been DCAing the whole way. Again, ETH. I really and honestly, I don't really even own Bitcoin. I own assets that will help me make more from my crypto. So again, ETH. I mean ETH Maxi. I think that again, other passive income platforms that have been proven. That is the key to building wealth now. To where again, when the market recovers, again, you're gonna see your portfolio balance just balloon. And I've been there. I mean, I can tell you, if you're building in the bear market, you're just gonna be blown away when we finally recover. So, and then education. That was the other thing. Again, I mean, what you get here with EMP is worth the price of admission. Again, whether the market goes up or down, this kind of OG wisdom, not only from me, from but the entire community, and like Bull says, making crypto friends, you can't buy that. Like when I got into crypto, 7 years ago, I I can't even tell you how much money I lost, and I would have given anything for these daily AMAs, to network with other crypto enthusiasts. And so again, that's really what the value is overall. And one last thing too, I mean, you're not gonna care whether you're buying Bitcoin at 10K, 11K, 20K. In 5 or 10 years from now, when Bitcoin can literally be $1 million each, you're not gonna look back and say, man, I'm glad I was able to trade, and try to catch a falling knife. Like that doesn't even come into play. You're gonna wish you had the opportunity to buy Bitcoin at 100K. So yeah, go ahead, Bull. Again, I'm kind of ranting today, but yeah, go ahead, man.
No, good. Yeah, it's all good, man. You all good stuff. And I'll just tie into what you and Aaron said about DCAing. DCAing is cumulative, just like knowledge, right? It's little by little by little by little. And the beautiful part of that, and I think Aaron is going to be able to back me up on this, is that in terms of reading like psychology, right? Like the fear factor that you will get when you go all in 100% on something, and you didn't listen to grandma's advice about putting all your eggs in one basket. the problem with putting all your eggs in one basket, so to speak, psychologically, is that if that thing fails, all your eggs are gone, right? Or you're going to be incredibly stressed watching that project go up and down. But if you took the time to educate and you are DCAing in, you are going little by little, as maybe as you're learning little by little by little. But the beautiful thing about that is that, because if you had $1,000 to invest and you did $10 every other day, it gives you a chance to cool down emotionally if that market is going up or down, and especially down, and then fear is starting to set in. But if it's little by little by little, and I'll draw a video game analogy, for anybody that's played that video game, we stayed up a lot later than we wanted to. We told ourselves we were going to go to bed after we beat that boss, and that it wasn't going so well. We couldn't beat that boss or sub boss, so we stayed up 5 hours more than we wanted to. So we were incredibly tired the rest for that next day. We knew we would be, and we still didn't beat the boss. But the first thing you did that morning when you got up, you turned that video game on and like, okay, I'm going to give this one shot, and I'm going to see what happens. Then you know what happens. You beat the boss right away. And why did that happen? Because that night before, you were tired, you were stressed out, you were angry, you were fearful. All these emotions were running through you and clouding your judgment about how to operate your fingers and your brain. And so it was getting lost in translation. The thing about DCAing in is that it's little by little. Instead of like staying up late at night to put all your eggs in one basket and beat the thing, when you give yourself a chance to cool down and let fear subside and let like your proper emotions take over and that level head, so that you make better decisions. When you do that, it's just a much more enjoyable space. And that's why, like, I'm always reiterating, make crypto friends, because you need those people to sort of anchor you and be a sounding board to give you advice when you're doing dumb shit. And I know I've talked to Marty about this in the past, and the great thing about that is that people like that can save you from making decisions that will wreck yourself. But DCAing is another way. If maybe you're on something by yourself, to keep you centered and level headed, so that you don't make that decision that wrecks you and then spoils your entire crypto a year or experience. And so I would just encourage everybody to DCA into all those types of things, be it like knowledge and investment and just meeting people. Like, don't try to do everything all at once, because when you try to throw yourself all in like that, it's a really good way to wreck yourself.
Totally. Awesome, Bull. Yeah, and again, I mean, crypto, you said it yourself, Bull, and even Aaron too. You would be absolutely blown away at how much psychological warfare happens in crypto. I mean, again, I know I've mentioned it in multiple AMAs over the course of the last 6 months. Speaking of which, we're coming up on our 6-month anniversary, so that's pretty exciting. We're gonna have a whole celebration about that next week. I think it is 2 days from now, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I'm on a tangent again. I'm all over the place today, so forgive me, guys and gals. But yeah, I mean, a psychological warfare in crypto, meaning, again, you're your own worst enemy sometimes. You overthink things. I think people try to overmanage their portfolio. And again, I mean, like Bull said, you can get that analysis paralysis where you don't do anything, and that's not good either. You still want to be active. But again, I think people have a really hard time controlling their emotions, and again, once you finally are able to break that habit of not panicking and buying when there's blood in the streets and selling, when we're again at all-time highs all over again, that is when you can literally live off of crypto and build amazing generational wealth for you and your family. So, all right, awesome. Who else, Bull? We had a few other questions.
Matt James, and then Cool Sheet.
Hey guys, first off, just want to say, AJ, you and the team are awesome. All our Army members are awesome, and I know the rest of us really appreciate all the things you guys do to help out us in the protocol.
Thanks, Matt. Right on, brother.
While we're on the topic of Richard Hart, I do have an IMP question.
Okay, yeah, bro.
And it's referencing to the emission rate. So I know that we're going to be tied 1-to-1 to PLS. And I know we don't know exactly what price it's going to start off at, but it's going to be probably below a penny. Is the emission rate going to be the same as it is for IMP, or is it going to be a little bit more so? And if it is going to be the same, do you think that we'll have, we'll hold peg a little bit longer to start off with because the price will be so low, it wouldn't really be worth selling anything at that point?
For sure, that's a great question. So, the short answer is I don't even know where to begin to answer that. But let me try. So, as far as emissions, really the only thing that determines the emission rate, is how high above peg we get. And so, again, I don't know how familiar you are with the rollout plan, but we're actually gonna have again the EMP Treasury be the largest Genesis whale in Impulse, and by doing that, we're actually able to control that emission rate, because typically what happens, and you see it in our chart at EMP, and pretty much every seigniorage protocol chart, is that there's this massive, massive pump in the beginning, and then a massive, massive dump within the first like 1 or 2 days or even week of the protocol. And again, the amount of impulse that is emitted is going to solely rely on how far above peg we get. But with us doing the Genesis round, and again, the initial liquidity going to the EMP Treasury, we're going to probably be able to control that peg price much easier. And so, in theory, and again, this is the first time anything like this has ever been done. So there is a little bit of uncharted territories here. We think that we have it figured out, and we think we've cracked the code, so to speak. But again, the idea is that we're able to control the emissions in the beginning. So rather than a giant pump and dump, there would still be a pump, but it would taper off. So it would give a better entry for those that have not entered the protocol, and allow them to earn, through that early APR, where the APR is super high, 1 or 2% a day. So yeah, it really that is how the emissions are calculated. It really has nothing to do with the price of PLS. However, we could see a situation like we saw with Tomb and Phantom, where again Tomb launched right when Phantom launched, and so being a new chain on top of the seigniorage protocol, there was so much gains that it was just ridiculous. And so I think that we can see the price appreciation of Impulse and the price appreciation of Pulse itself turn into an absolute banger. I mean, I think that we can kill it in the beginning if everything goes well. And so, again, does that kind of answer some of your questions, or yeah?
Yes, sir. No, that makes sense. I would love to see a banger. Those
Yes.
taking me back.
Totally, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So, all right, awesome. Yeah, and again, I mean, who knows? I mean, Pulse could have, you know, some technical issues, and I'm sure people are gonna FUD, around whatever happens. So, it may still have some volatility in the beginning, but again, over the long term, I think we could easily see I mean, who knows, 10x, 100x on Pulse alone in the first year or two, and who knows after that. I mean, again, ETH, I think from the beginning, ETH did like an 8,000x or something like that, 5,000x. So who knows? But the point is that, rather than just holding PLS or farming in Richard's farms on Pulse X, which their APRs and APYs may be lucrative as well, but I doubt that they're going to even compete with the APR you're going to be able to get through Impulse. And that's the whole point. I mean, the whole point of seigniorage protocols is to have exposure to the native asset or whatever you're pegged to, and still receive those incredible APRs because of the share tokens. So yeah, I mean, I'm more bullish than ever for Impulse, and again, no matter what sister project we do, I mean, who knows? We can expand from there. But yeah. So does that help, Matt?
Awesome, AJ. Yeah, I really appreciate it. And just last question. I know you've previously said the target release date for that is a few weeks to a month or two after the launch of PulseChain. Is that still our target date?
Yes, brother. Yep. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What else?
Nope.
Oh.
That's it.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, the idea is again we have to have the code is essentially done because again everything is EVM compatible, BSC, ETH, and Pulse. So the code is pretty much done, but the infrastructure is what we're waiting on. So again, there has to be repository set up for the code base. There has to be a Pulse scan. I'm sure that's what he'll call it, or where we can monitor the blockchain. So there's a lot of things. Bridges, which again, I've said this. It's not alpha, but I haven't brought it up lately. But we have every intention of having Impulse be one of the first bridges to PulseChain. So again, all of that code is already done. We just have to implement it. And so again, there's going to be a huge influx of people wanting to bridge over to Pulse if you have not sacrificed for Pulse or Pulse X. And we feel like we can capitalize on that as one of the first bridges to Pulse. And again, we would take a fee on that that would help EMP and IMP. So yeah,
Maybe you want to throw out that ETH interface to bridge over ETH to BSC or ETH to Impulse.
yeah,
Being
totally.
that you were talking about bridges and interfaces.
Yeah, so we again after the new UI is launched, we also have every intention of doing a very simplified version um, of, and it really wouldn't even be the seigniorage aspect. It would just be a way to yield under Ethereum. So essentially, the ETH staking contract would have a front-facing UI on actual ETH mainnet. So we're hoping to go after. Um, a lot of the mainnet users on ETH that don't want to bridge over to BSC. Again, I make fun of BSC sometimes, saying that it's kind of the Walmart of crypto chains. A lot of people don't want to
Hey
come
man,
here.
Walmart's a
Yeah,
Fortune 500 company, one of the world's biggest retailer. There you
yeah.
go.
Hell yeah, Bull. No doubt. I shop at Walmart, so yeah, no shade here. But again, just trying to be funny. You're the one that's funny, Bull. I'm not the comedian. So, but yeah, so yeah, we have every
You're
intention.
here for the looks. Just don't forget that.
Yeah, no doubt, brother. So we have every intention of again uh, bridging ETH from mainnet to BSC on users' behalf, and then bridge it back. And so that infrastructure can also be applied to again IMP. Um, Mining our own share token for those that may want exposure to Pulse, um, but don't want it to do again the cross-chain transfers. We would also be able to bridge there. So yeah, we have a lot of infrastructure that we're building behind the scenes so that we can capitalize again no matter what happens. And again, uh, Pulse could completely kill Ethereum. I don't think that's likely. Or Ethereum can, or Pulse can be a flop, and Ethereum can continue to be the top dog. But the way we have everything set up, it doesn't matter because we have exposure to both assets, and that is the whole goal of again doing a sister project. Because I know a lot of people probably have some concerns about, you know, money exiting EMP to go into IMP or spreading our dev time too thin, and all that is just speculation. I mean, we have everything pretty much done already. It's really, you know, the beauty of blockchain is how modular everything is. Bull, I know you compare it to Legos all the time, right? What's the word? Do you have a word for it?
Composable.
There you go, composable. So yeah, we're more than prepared for all that. And again, no matter what you're involved in, the gains will come you know, back to the mothership. So again, EMP is set up to have an incredible future, and we're just getting started. So all right, awesome. We have more questions, Bull? Go ahead.
Yeah, of course, man. We got our hype man, Cool Sheet.
Hell yeah, go ahead, cool.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cool Sheet coming to you live with another one.
Hell
Another
yeah.
Gigano, baby. Hey, might stop outside, catch me in EMP. You hear that? You hear that? That's not the bird, man. That's my EMP LPs rubbing together, baby.
I love it, bro. Oh man.
I'm sorry, man. I'm clowning. My bad.
No, bro. That was the best Stunner
Oh,
Breezy
shit.
impression I ever heard in my life,
Oh,
bro.
shit.
I love it.
Stunner gonna come after us, bro. He gonna come after EMP now, dog.
Yeah.
You know what? Cool. You just brought something up. The
What's up,
letters
man?
L and a P actually look like a cricket's legs. So you are right. The LPs rubbing together do make noise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
boy. See?
There you go. There you
Yeah, I
go.
thought all that up, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo. Hey, man. Hey, it's been a good day, man. Ethereum's up today. What, like 7-8%, man?
Yeah,
And
bro.
it drug us up with it. You know, you gotta love that. Oh man, I'm loving it, man. I got me a new Gigano today. Man, hey, life is good, man. What else can I say? I love the project, man. As you know, I'm just here to hype it up because I love you guys. I love that mustache. I love Bull Gates, Kirk, all you guys, man. I appreciate it. LA, hey man, all y'all guys, man. I appreciate it all. That's all I wanted to say, man.
Oh, right on,
Energy
cool.
back in Cool Sheet. All right.
I love it, man. Again, I'm resident hype man. Yeah, much love to you, cool. Hell yeah. And again, the best Stunner Breezy impression I ever heard in my life. So that's what we do it around here. I love it. So absolutely. And yeah, I mean, again, now is the time. Again, not financial advice, but nodes are looking really good. Again, don't ape into nodes. Make sure that you're using your node emissions for good of the protocol and being able to pair those up with ETH to create more LP. But yeah, I mean, again, when EMP bounces, the nodes have even more value. So for sure, go ahead, Bull.
Oh man, I forgot what I was gonna say. I don't know. I'll think of it in a minute.
No worries. Yeah, I don't know if anybody from the army too. I know Joe. I don't know if he's on. I'm so good at putting people on the spot. But Joe, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome, man. So I know you're the node master. Between you and Trip Jammer, you guys know how to utilize nodes amazingly well. So I guess maybe just touch on, you know, real fast about how now that EMP is recovering, nodes are going to get even more expensive. So that yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, nodes are good because they buy fresh EMP, and that's what helps with peg recovery. So
For sure.
nodes are extremely powerful. Where we are right now, and they help move that price up. So nodes are definitely not a bad thing. And we always say they are probably not the best choice as your first investment because EMP is just one part of the equation in making money here. So we talk about there's multiple ways to make money in here and there's like 10 plus, but at the end of the day is if you just have EMP, you can't utilize all of it. It's like having a sports car not getting out of first gear. You're going to rev your engine and burn a lot of gas and not really be able to expand there. So to
Totally.
fully utilize the endless money loop, you have to have Ethereum to pair up to make those LPs. LPs is the king here. But yeah, if you want to buy nodes, I encourage it. I can't say that I don't have nodes. I have a lot of nodes. I love nodes because I see a long-term case for EMP with future lending and staking. That may be many, many, many weeks away, but you know, I'm making money in the rest of the protocol. So for me to have excess EMP does not bother me one bit, because at the end of the day, every 4,000 EMP that I earn, that's one Ethereum.
Totally.
Because Ethereum is like Satoshi is to Bitcoin. So having EMP is fractionalized ETH. And you just got to remind yourself that. So if you have EMP and you're sitting there going, well, what am I going to do with it? Well, if you can't do anything with it, it's not a bad problem to have. But if you want to notch it up and fully use the protocol, that's when you have to have Ethereum to pair it up. And the best way to use nodes is to create that EMP, which is half of the equation, and then either bring in fresh Ethereum so that you can make those LPs, or put them in the farms, put your LPs in the farms. And that's where you really should start, is having as much LPs as you can. It helps with our liquidity. It gives you exposure to Ethereum, especially on a day like today when everything's shooting up. EMP is up over 10% in the last 24 hours. And when you have that LP pair, you also benefit from that because they're tied together in the LP structure. And by putting those LPs in the farm, you earn eShares, the second native token. And eShares is our profit token. That gives you a lot of flexibility. So farm really is flexibility, because it lets you go into any part of the protocol. You want to dip your toes in the detonator, you have LPs already. You want to go into auto vaults as long-term savings, or to help PEG, because it does all that automatic selling of eShares and creating more LPs faster than you can and cheaper, then you can do that. But by creating the eShares, you can sell those for Ethereum, pair that up with the emissions you get in nodes, and now you're making LPs. And if you can get that balance, which we have the formula in there, it's not that hard, but basically, in a nutshell, you want to create the same dollar value of node emissions as you do eShare emissions. Then you can sell your eShares for that Ethereum and make LPs. And if you can get that balance pretty close, you're going to be making LPs about 50 to 60% faster than just straight farming. That's just another advanced step to creating LPs even faster than just straight farming. There's nothing wrong with straight farming, but you can always tweak your strategy. And that's the beautiful thing about the system. It lets you do what you want to do while still making money and helping the protocol.
I love it. Thank you, Joe. Again, awesome words of wisdom from Joe PV Trader, one of our OG members and one of our Army members that's put in a lot of work over on Discord and here on Telegram as well to, again, educate people how to utilize their node emissions the most effective way possible. And again, it's super powerful. And we, Joe mentioned something too. I've mentioned a few AMAs. We have every intention of adding another contract that will utilize, your liquid EMP. Meaning, again, I'm not at a point where I can kind of disclose what it is, but the overall idea is that it becomes more profitable for you to hold your EMP or to stake your EMP than to sell it. So, and again, I mean, a lot of other protocols have single asset pools on their farms where, again, where you would just put your liquid EMP in the farm and then get eShares. But with that model, again, it's more of a vampire farm, meaning that all it does is dilute the eShare emissions, and we feel like we have a much better model to reward EMP holders over the long term, without actually rewarding eShare, but rewarding BUSD or BNB or some other again maybe ETH. That would make sense, right? Again, some alpha for you guys. So anyway, I've already said too much, but there is a lot of plans for, again, making it very valuable to hold your EMP, to have a large position in just liquid EMP, or what you can stake in a coming future coming contract. So, all right, go ahead. Well, go ahead, Joe. You got more? Yeah, go ahead, man.
No, I was just gonna say, have your wife pour you another drink and drop some more alpha on us.
I know, bro. I know. That's right. I've been having a good day today, so I'm giving you guys all the alpha. So, totally, man. All right, let me go ahead and pull up Detonator. In the meantime, Bull, you want to say anything or anybody else from the army while I go ahead and pull up Detonator?
You need to talk about 2 previous lottery winners. So I don't know if you want to do that after the detonator or before.
For sure. Yeah, we can talk about it before. I just got to get the screen capture going. Bear with me one moment. How are we at on tickets, Bull? Maybe talk about that in the meantime. Looks like another good day of volume.
Oop, I was muted. Sorry. 7,000. 7,000 tickets, another banger of a day. So looking good. I'm stealing your words.
Perfect. I love it. All right, almost. Bear with me. Sorry, guys. Technical
Oh, you know
difficulties.
what? You know what I was going to say? I remember now. So I see a lot of people saying, that was a great Stunna Breezy imitation by Cool. But AJ, what is it that you always say about imitation?
That is the sincerest form of flattery.
There you go.
Totally.
Bro, let me tell you something, man. I love Stunner, man. Hey, you can give him hell, but hey, the dude, he's catchy, and
Yeah.
that's what EMP's trying to do, man. EMP's trying to be catchy, and we're trying to get on trend, And anything we can do to bring publicity to this joint is going to up our TVL, and what does that do? Makes the project even stronger. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring in some entertainment, baby. All while I'm stacking these giga nodes, and I'm stacking these giga nodes, and I'm stacking these giga nodes.
Hell yeah.
And when this new EMP utilities come out that you're dropping little hints about, I'm gonna be ready, baby. I'm gonna be ready. So stack them up, boys and
Hell
ladies.
yeah.
That's right. Bringing it always.
Awesome, cool. Hell yeah, bro. No doubt. And again, shout out to Stunna. I've been following him for years. I know a lot of you have, and he's a drip maxi, and shout out to him. Again, nothing but love for drip. So he'll come around eventually though. I would love that. And so all right, we got Detonator up. Again, Detonator is our daily ROI contract. We've grown the pool balance by over 600K in the last 48 hours. And we're at $3.6 million in Detonator, and that is solely because, again, the price appreciation of ETH, we saw the downside of being tied to ETH over the last 2 months, but now we're seeing the true potential in building incredible gains in Detonator. So anybody buying LPs now, again at a discounted price, you're actually able to reduce your ROI time in terms of dollar value as the price of ETH goes up. So the mechanisms at play here are revolutionary. Again, we feel like we've created the best ROI contract ever conceived, and so all that is playing true. Again, 85,857 LP overall. And we've already had about a pretty large snipe of about 150 LP. We'll see if that holds up. So again, we give away 1% of the pool to the a random lottery winner, as long as you're compounding or at least depositing 0.15 LP, which is only about $6. You're getting credit for a ticket. It only takes one ticket to win, and we've had some amazing lottery winners. I know you want me to bring that up, Bull, right? I know.
Perfect time. Yep.
Yeah, one of them was. I think you have one that you can read, and then the other one that was Forever Hero, right? Were those the two?
Yep.
Yeah. So okay.
Yep.
So I'll let Bull read a little bit of a testimonial from one he got with, but before that, again, we had Forever Hero, one of a longtime member. She actually again has been involved for since the beginning, and wrote an amazing article on Hive, which I'll share. It's on our Discord, if you can find it there. But it was really touching. I mean, she's had a really hard time lately was out of work, had again, life-changing opportunity through Detonator. Again, won the lottery, and she and even winning the lottery, her first response was, "How can I continue to be a good actor in the ecosystem?" And I mean that's just so powerful because again, even these large snipers or again lottery winners, as long as we all treat the protocol the right way, take profits responsibly, that really is the number one thing that will allow this to be very, very sustainable. So again, nobody is ever saying don't take profits, but if you're able to claim, once a week or twice a week, I mean that is, and then compound the rest. That is really, really good for everybody. So, all right, Bull, you go ahead, man. I'll let you read the one you got.
Yeah, yeah. I'll do it real quick. So this is from Mujafa. Says, I'm one of the quiet EMP people, but would like to say it's all about compounding oneself to freedom. I started with one ticket and then built to two, and then to 16 until I won random the first time. After that, I won again after a month, then again after 2 weeks, won again. From a small fish to a whale, won yesterday again, all random. But English is not so. But my English is not so good. Therefore, I do not think it is EU time when I am in Denmark. But get up and compound. So feel free to tell it further. So what they're saying here is they're consistent, they're diligent, they're always there to compound. And now we have heard a lot of concerns that some people feel like they're missing out and they're not able to get up and compound. But here's the story that shows and highlights the power of that diligency, consistency, and getting up to compound even though it's uncomfortable. They went from one ticket to winning four times.
Exactly.
And so that is an incredibly powerful testimonial because, like he said, from small fish to a whale. And I know there's so many people that think that it's never going to happen for me. I'm never going to win. But there have been, I think, 13 people now that have won with eight, between 2 and 8 tickets. I don't know if there's a one. I think there's a person that has won with one ticket, but I haven't confirmed it. But the point is here that this is a person that isn't, voicing concern about getting up. They're just getting up and doing it because at the end of the day, this is going to be probably the easiest job that you're ever going to have is to wake up and click that button. It's just something that, you need to spend 5 minutes doing because it can change your life. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, but in this individual's case, 4 times because they got up, they compounded. It was uncomfortable, but they did it.
Totally.
And so I would just encourage you to do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But if you want that greater opportunity at that life-changing money, get up and compound, click that button.
I love it, no doubt, Bull. And yeah, again, both of those winners, because I think Forever Hero as well is European based. So they're compounding at 2 or 3 in the morning, and that does take commitment. I mean, again, financial freedom is not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So you have to have that level of commitment. And again, compounding is just so, so powerful. There's no ulterior motives with us saying that. Yes, it's very beneficial to the contract and to everybody else in the contract because obviously we want it to continue to grow and be healthy. But the fact that you're able to win with our lottery, the tickets are so valuable because it only takes one, and you truly can get life-changing gains from Detonator. So really important. Again, even if you're applying the strategy of claiming once a week to the hourly strategy, which again, if you break it down, I believe it's about 2 or 3 hours of accumulated rewards. You claim those, and then compound the rest. That will at least give you some tickets, as long as your daily burst is high enough, that you get tickets every single day regardless. So, and again, multiple winners. I know that's been a little bit of fun in the past, so that, it's not fair that people can win the lottery more than once, but it is fair because they're the ones compounding and getting tickets. And even if they were to win 4, 5, 6 times, it's all under one wallet. So eventually, as that wallet gets bigger, you run into whale taxes. So again, it's still very healthy for the protocol overall. But all right, we have 1 minute and 30 seconds. Again, 150 is the largest deposit so far. We'll see if that holds up. Today's prize is $36,326 times 2. So again, an insane amount of rewards being given today. And good luck to everybody. If you're the winner, we'd love to have you on stream. Join our Telegram and celebrate with us. We'd love to hear from you. But here we go. Just over 1 minute. I'll do a 30-second warning and a 10-second countdown. Bull, how are we on overall tickets?
8,300.
All right, we may see a new record today on ticket sales. Volume has been picking up every day the last week, so lots of incoming buys. The contract has been really holding steady. So, all right, here we go, 40 seconds. And there's a total of 3,492 users in Detonator. We could easily see 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 users, and just imagine where we'd be then. So, all right, 25 seconds. Oh, 280. Another snipe coming in now. Will that hold up? 20 seconds. All right, here we go. Good luck, everybody. Again, don't forget to compound last second. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Whoa! Massive snipe. 2, 1, 0. 1,032. Massive snipe. Holy hell. Let me refresh.
Wow. That's a winner.
Wow. Amazing day. Holy cow. Oh man, I'm going to be out of breath again. I get so excited doing these crypto game shows, as I like to call them. A massive snipe. Over 1,000 LP entered. Again, that's why we always say make your first shot your best shot. Even at that, they've entered the protocol, for essentially half price, because you're guaranteeing that largest deposit prize. Amazing volume today. Our pool balance is now 88,621 LP. That is a new all-time high by a mile. That's about 130 grand that entered the protocol within the last 20 minutes. So amazing day today. And again, the power of Detonator, all while we're still recovering, and ETH is, very undervalued, in my opinion. So, man, what a day, Bull. Holy hell. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, it shows the power of Detonator, right? Like, up market, down market, doesn't matter. It's the Terminator, right? It's
It is the
just giving
Terminator.
up.
I love it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it doesn't care about your feelings, right? It only wants to reward the people that are in it. So if you're not in it, you're missing that opportunity. You're missing the boat. LP is super cheap. Build your farms now when that LP is cheap, because ETH is going to the moon at some point. I'm not going to tell you when, because I don't know. But the reality is it is going to go up and to the right. And I assume if you're listening to this this YouTube recording, you believe in DeFi and you believe in ETH. So do you think it's going to be worth more right now, or in the future? So like you said, AJ, you're never going to be able to time the bottom. And when ETH is $10,000, you're not going to care if you bought it at 1353 or if you bought it at 1220 or 1740, you're just going to care that you took advantage of the opportunity, because you're not going to be one of those people saying, oh boy, I wish I would have bought Bitcoin when I heard about it when it was $10. The reality is those people are never going to buy. They were never going to buy it when it was $10, $100, $500, $5,000, or $40,000. People love to live in regret. Don't live with regrets. Take advantage of opportunity when it's there. Take advantage of the opportunity to invest in yourself by educating yourself in this space, because it can change your life.
Amazing, absolutely, Bull, and yeah, 100%. And really, we're seeing it play out in front of us. I mean, again, Detonator could easily be 100,000 LP in the pool balance at this rate. Again, just day after day after day, we've seen it outperform any of my expectations. And again, the proof is in the math. There was an awesome YouTube video by Crypto Questions that went through some of the math. Definitely go and Google or YouTube EMP Detonator for those that want to do a deep dive on that. Daily Burst is looking really good. Again, with all that volume coming in, that is definitely a great sign of actually being able to ROI on your deposits. Again, and you also have to remember that with the massive volume, if you're not adding to Detonator, you are getting diluted a little bit as far as pool share, but that is a really good thing, because that means the contract is growing, that things are healthy, and again, that you're actually able to ROI. It's not like these, ridiculous shrimp farm or shrimp miners or all these other scam miners that are giving, 5, 6, 8% a day, where you get in and then everybody sells and you're left holding the bag. Detonator is focused on sustainability first. So daily burst may go up, daily burst may go down, but over the long run, we feel like this really is one of the most sustainable ROI contracts ever created. So amazing day, Bull. Again, days like today really put it all in perspective for me, and really show the power of what we've created. I mean, that was what, about 40 grand that was deposited? Pretty amazing. More than that.
Yeah, AJ, I think we had 5 snipes, if I'm right. Anyone correct me, but we had the 150 a little early, a 280, 546, 1,032, and then a 170 came in also.
Oh my God.
So that was almost
So
2,200 LPs going in.
Wow. Thanks for the update, Joe. Yeah, I'm not looking on chain. I know Will usually gives me the play-by-play. So holy shit, that means there was 2,000 plus snipers and one got beat, huh? Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
What a crazy day.
It is a crazy day. Well, there you have it. Again, that makes sense. I mean, again, there was over 130 grand deposited within the last 10 minutes. So, man, what a day. All right, well, congrats to all of you that are already in Detonator. And if you're not already in, again, not financial advice, but every day you're not in is a day that you're not earning. So, pretty incredible. And all right, well, we're gonna wrap it up right on time again today. If you do have a question I didn't get to, my apologies. But save it for tomorrow. Again, Bull and I go through and look at questions we didn't get to. You can definitely add a question in Telegram or on Discord, and we will get to it the next day. But yeah, another amazing day at EMP. Bull, any last few comments before we wrap it up?
There's Crypto Pasoto Pasivo has their hand raised. Do you have time for a question?
Yeah, we can take one more real fast.
Okay.
Hello, guys.
Hey, what's up, brother? How are you?
Very good, and you?
Really good, my friend. You've been a very big help in getting our Latin community involved in EMP. So thank you, my friend. Yes.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends, family members. They are asking me all the time, but I want to talk about something different. I don't want to ask you anything because I know how it's working the protocol, but I just want to say, for example, because I started here like 2 months ago, and in the farms, I put 6,000 pounds. No, dollars. So I started when Ethereum was on 1,900, and now with Ethereum in 1,350, I have my 6,000 in the farm. Means because I was compounding in the detonator, and I have to say it's been amazing, because Ethereum is $500 lower than when I started, but I have the same amount in the farm, so it is very nice.
Yes,
When I
brother.
compound, this is the power of the detonator, because always all my LPs I put in the farms. I'm not taking anything out, but everything I compound, and when I take something out, always I put in the farms. And now with this dip, I have to say I have the same money when I started in almost $2,000 per Ethereum. So that is very, very good. Yeah.
Yes, my friend. No, that's amazing, and you're 100% right. That is the power of compounding. And a lot of people that may have bought the top of ETH or bought EMP at a very high price, as long as they have a long-term mindset, which is exactly what you have by compounding, you're actually able to again cushion yourself from losing, because had you just had that Ethereum in your wallet, you'd be down much more. So yeah, absolutely, brother.
Yeah. Imagine when we hit again $2,000 per Ethereum, maybe I'm making 10,000 just because of the farm. So
For sure.
yeah, it's very good. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you coming on and giving us a recap on all that. So happy to have you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
All right, there you have it. Right on. Amazing. And it's the power of compounding. Those that may be, again, worried that ETH may continue to drop, as long as you're in the farms and earning, or in Detonator and earning, you can actually protect yourself from the drop, more so than just holding that ETH in your wallet. So, all right, awesome. Well, I'm going to wrap it up. Again, thanks to all of you for being here day after day. Another amazing day in the EMP ecosystem. Not only do we have one of the largest, I think today was the largest volume day ever in Detonator, especially in terms of LP value. So that's pretty incredible. And again, a rally in the market overall. EMP up, ETH up, again, about 20% over the last 2 days. So we're firing all cylinders, and we're still in the middle of a bear market. So hopefully things start turning around. PEG recovery is looking very healthy, and it's only a matter of time before, again, we really are back in business. So all right, awesome. Thanks again, everyone. Good night. Good day. We'll see you tomorrow.